Hey guys, it's me David and welcome to the full walkthrough of my brand new LEGO Star Wars diorama in collaboration with LEGO. That's right, the LEGO Star Wars team actually reached out to me and said, hey David, we want to work with you. Can you build us a diorama to show off our brand new LEGO Star Wars Summer 2021 sets? And I did just that. So what you're seeing here is actually an inspiration from the Bad Batch show. Obviously, one of the Summer 2021 sets is, of course, the Bad Batch attack shuttle, and that was definitely where I started with my idea of the MOC. Is the Bad Batch was definitely a highlight for me, bringing back the Clone Wars series, kind of at least. And while watching the show throughout the summer of 2021, when we got to episode 14, War Mantle, I immediately was like, I have to build that. That was a brand new planet called Daro, and it was a forest planet with a secret hidden Imperial base, and there just might be one in this MOC. We'll see in just a few minutes. But first off, as you can see, it is a heavy inspiration off that episode. There is the full-on mountain work. There is a giant forest here. I know a lot of people probably when they first see this will probably think Endor. That obviously makes sense. It does have an Endor vibe for sure, but this is definitely something more Daro-centric than it is Endor. I guess if I really wanted to, I could convert it to an Endor MOC, but as you can see, there's no like Ewok villages in the trees or anything like that, so wouldn't quite work like that. It also kind of looks like Kashyyyk. Honestly, it kind of looks like any Star Wars forest planet, so it kind of works that way. So as we're going to be going through this MOC, you will notice there is a lot of non-accurate vehicles in here, like the Imperial Light Cruiser, like the Slave One, like the Mandalorian Starfighter, the X-Wings and TIE Fighters in the background. None of that shows up in the Bad Batch episode. This MOC's core purpose is to showcase the LEGO Star Wars Summer sets, not to be a canon-accurate MOC for the Bad Batch show. However, I will be making a follow-up walkthrough video where I will be having some Imperial V-Wings, just the Bad Batch, and taking away some of these other sets and kind of transforming this MOC to be a War Mantle Bad Batch episode accurate MOC. So if you want to see that, you got to hit that subscribe button down below. So something really important is that I did not build this alone. I actually had a tremendous amount of help from my friends and family. My fiance Meredith helped out building almost all the trees that you see here. By the way, there's 76 trees. Each one of these trees has 600 pieces. Do the math, it's 45,000 pieces in trees alone. That's nothing else except trees. So Meredith, I am so thankful for your help. The other person I have to thank is my friend Lee. He came down, he took the 2-hour train ride, and he helped me build a lot of the rock work and foliage that you see here on the MOC. Without him, I don't think this MOC would look nearly as complete as you see it here. So a big shout out to Lee. Thank you so much, man. You did a fantastic job, and man, did you just spice up this MOC even further. And then lastly, I have to thank Wyatt. He actually built a lot of the sets. There's, I think, at least 25 LEGO Star Wars sets that are here in the MOC and also behind me in the background. Wyatt was the one who built like the Star Destroyer, the Imperial Light Cruiser that's hanging right there. So without the help from them, I don't think this MOC would have looked nearly as good as you see it right now. All right, so now getting into the details. First off, some specs. Like I just said, 45,000 pieces in just the trees alone. This MOC itself is over 100,000 pieces, no doubt. In terms of its size, it is 6 gray base plates by 4 gray base plates. So this is actually the same layout scale as Crate. It's only a base plate shorter than Mandalore and Kashyyyk, and it is bigger than Scarif in terms of relative scale to my other MOCs. So coming into this area, it's actually the lowest point of the MOC. Everything else is pretty much elevated to, I don't know, like 20, 30 bricks high at least. This area has a nice taper off with the pathway. You can see a lot of great plant work. Lee actually pretty much did all this area right here. He did a fantastic job. I'm very happy with the way that came out. And then of course we have the Bad Batch shuttle. Again, like I said, this is based off the Bad Batch War Mantle episode, so you have to have the Bad Batch shuttle, and I think it worked out perfectly right here. Of course you have the 4 Bad Batch members, Wrecker, Echo, Tech, and Hunter. And then of course you also have to have Crosshair. Now Crosshair, Obviously, in this episode, he's teaming up, at least at the end of the episode, he's teaming up with the first generation TK Stormtroopers. Obviously, LEGO hasn't made those Stormtroopers, so I'm using the normal Stormtroopers that come in this set right here, the Marauder, and that also comes with this figure. So I really try to include a lot of Stormtroopers here coming out of the tank and having this little battle between the Bad Batch shuttle. Over here, the Bad Batch were being outflanked by the Stormtroopers, not only just here actually, but they're also up in the trees. There's a little sniper and a second sniper Stormtrooper also on its way. So they're basically out of luck. They're pretty much cornered on all angles here. You'll see right here, there's actually a lot of beautiful rock work. Honestly, I'm very happy with the way this came out. The rock work here is actually different than I've ever done before. So me and Lee actually really put our heads together and came up with something very interesting. So we're actually using snot. There's actually just regular, I think they're like 8x16 plates, and they're combined together, and it's just like a giant panel with the slope pieces attached. And then we're also combining normal like stacking of slope pieces right here on the angle, and it's just kind of creating this combination of all kinds of techniques to get the rock work that you see right here. And that technique is being pretty much utilized all around here, and man, did it come out well. This actually might be some of my favorite rock work to date. It by far looks so freaking good, and I don't think I've seen a lot of people utilize this type of technique, well, this many techniques together. It's very uncommon. So up here we have another battle happening. We have Gar Saxon versus Bo-Katan, and her Mandalorian warrior is right here. And then of course we have Boba Fett. So we have the good guys versus the bad guys, basically taking out the Stormtroopers, taking out Gar Saxon. Again, it's not canon. We're just having fun here with LEGO Star Wars. Now there's another little fun tidbit in this area. If you look right there, and Lee actually put this Easter egg in, there's a Stormtrooper playing with LEGO. He has his little LEGO minifigures that he's playing around with. And then there's actually a little secret hidden Meredith right there in the bushes. Mare's hiding out. That's my fiance in Lego form. She's hiding out in the bushes, just making sure that everything is going all right in the MOC. Over here, another Easter egg. We have a Stormtrooper just smelling the flowers, just enjoying his day. I absolutely love that too, just the little details. Over here we have Cara Dune just taking out Stormtroopers. Again, you'll notice there's plenty of beautiful plant work, beautiful details all over. One of my favorite things you might notice is that I'm utilizing this brand new piece. It actually was introduced, I believe, in the LEGO Bouquet set. It's got all the flowers and stuff. It's actually a really cool set for 2021. And that's this bush right here. The bush piece, while it's been around for a long time in LEGO, it's the first time it's in dark green, and I've been utilizing that piece all over this MOC, and it looks so good. Oh my God. So it's basically, honestly, three pieces that I'm using. The dark green bush, this olive green 3-leaf plant, and then you also have the regular green 3-leaf plant here as well. Sporadically put pretty much everywhere. I tried to cover as much as I could. I actually ran out of plant pieces. What you see here on the MOC is every single plant piece I have in my collection. And it feels like it. I would say it feels like it. All right, so now moving on to this section, we have some more Stormtroopers on both sides with a little hero team up here between the Mandalorian and Greef Karga. Again, just like the Bad Batch, they're being outflanked by these Stormtroopers. These guys got to watch out. Obviously, and I'll say this one more time, this is not canon accurate. We're just having some fun here with some LEGO Star Wars figures with a giant LEGO Star Wars MOC. Moving on to the next section now, you'll see a little gonk droid from the Bad Batch shuttle. He's of course being chased by some Stormtroopers. Over here we have a little lonesome Stormtrooper. I guess he's kind of lost his way. And then up here on this higher cliff, you'll see the Mandalorian coming down a pathway with Baby Yoda in his hand, running away from two Dark Troopers. And then also you'll notice this nice pathway leading up to the second level of the MOC. Actually, honestly, I don't know how many levels are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels technically. There's so many levels in this MOC. It's crazy. Again, I'm absolutely loving the tapering off of the mountains, like how this is all sloped and the way this all came out. Just beautiful. I'm so absolutely happy with the way this all came out. But yeah, I love this pathway coming through here. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the forest section. All right, so now on to probably one of the coolest parts of this MOC, and that is the Imperial Base that is hidden inside this mountain. And as you can see, it also has lighting integrated with it as well. I have to say, this turned out so well. Honestly, I'm shocked that it came out the way it did. I was very nervous. This is actually one of the first things I did when I first started working on this MOC, is prototyping how I would build this. What I ended up doing for the design is there's actually a bunch of different columns, and they're being just connected by the Lego hinge pieces. I want to say there's about 12 or 14 columns, and that's how you're getting this kind of quarter circle of the base. Obviously, you know, in the show you see like 3/4 of a circle of a base. Couldn't quite do that with the size of this MOC. I wanted this just to be a section of it, not take over the entire thing. So that's why you're seeing it here on this kind of last half of the MOC. But I still think it's plenty big. Like, I mean, you can see me. Hopefully this is enough of a scale comparison to show you how big this is. But not only was it difficult and challenging to create a semicircle of a base, but also integrate square rooms into it. I've never done anything like this. This is completely new territory for me. And I'm really shocked with the way it came out. I think the details don't even stop there. If you actually look upwards, I needed to figure out a way to kind of reflect light to get soft light in these rooms. So I had to point the lightings, the LED lights, so they would point against I think they're Lego 6x6 tiles, and you're getting similar lighting like you see in the original trilogy of Star Wars. That's kind of the vibe they had going in War Mantle from the Bad Batch. So, you know, I really took my time and tried to get every single bit of detail. I do have like fake lights that are also around here on the edge as well. And obviously these rooms, a part of the base, are not scaled to the way you see them in the Bad Batch show. They're far bigger. They can handle gunships and giant shuttles and stuff like that. Thousands of troops possibly in one of those hangars, whereas these hangars, they're smaller and they're more compact. So, you know, I had to work with the room that I had. Obviously it's not perfect, but I think when you see this, it comes off as Daro, it comes off as War Mantle, and I think that's what I really want to hit home with. So the interior of the base doesn't end here. There's two sides right here, actually. We'll start with the first one. So these are actually accurate that they're facing like this outwards. In the episode War Mantle, you actually see these kind of face outwards of the base. So that's kind of funny that I didn't plan on doing that. It just worked out that way. So this first hallway at the top here, you can see there's a full-on exit here. This is actually where the Bad Batch crew exits onto the shuttle. Obviously, not much height here. It's a far greater distance down the mountain. But, you know, I had to work with it, and I still think it works for what it is. There's details here for pipes and here, and this is actually a brand new Lego piece that just came out this year. I actually had to special order this. It comes in only one set in this dark metal gray. I think it's like a Monkey Kid set. But yeah, there's these pipes that kind of face outwards. This is actually accurate. I looked at the Star Wars concept art. I tried to get it as accurate as I could in the very short manner of time. I mean, I only had 30 days to put this MOC together. So I think given the time, I did a decent job. Overall, I have a lot of the pipes and kind of the architecture that you see in this hallway. Now right here you'll actually see these decal stickers pretty much everywhere. They're just, you know, handmade stickers, and they have that, you know, Imperial light scheme, or actually honestly the Republic ships and the Clone Wars also have this lighting on the Venators. This is just a sticker on top of I want to say it's like a 5x6x1 panel. I'll put a link down in the description in case you guys want to buy them. Rich Boisier actually loaned me these. These came out of his Starkiller Base MOC. Moving down here, this is actually very accurate to the Bad Batch show. This is the full-on control panel, and then this area up here, you can see a red light actually. That's where they go and escape up to that room. It's actually a perfect progression of going up from here up to the top part, just like you see in the show. So that's really cool. Now in this bottom room, we have Princess Leia here wrecking havoc against the stormtroopers, just blasting through, just like the Death Star in A New Hope. Over here, we have more hallways. So this is the other side of the base. The first of which is a battle between the Mandalorian and Moff Gideon with Baby Yoda just watching, just chilling, minding his own business. Down here, we have Bo-Katan wrecking havoc against stormtroopers. And in the final hallway, we have Crosshair, some stormtroopers, and some TIE fighter pilots just hanging around, walking around the Imperial base. Now, moving up here to the very top, there's even more details. We have stormtroopers running along a pathway, and then we just have Wrecker on a spinner bike. He's just about to have some fun. I don't know what he's going to do to the stormtroopers, but he's definitely going to have fun doing it, for sure. And now over here, we have Fennec Shand. She's in her sniping position, aiming right at the Bad Batch, actually. She's still in the hunt, just like in the Bad Batch show. So another fun Easter egg in the MOC. So the next thing I actually want to show is above the MOC. This is something I've never done before, and that is hanging LEGO Star Wars sets on rails, or from the ceiling, basically. There is fishing wire right here. Fishing wire is holding up these sets, and then you can see I have some aluminum railing I got from Home Depot. They're like these pipes. They're 10 feet long, actually, and they're suspended up with the fishing wire. And I gotta say, they move. I don't want to move them that much, but they've been up here for a couple weeks now, so they haven't fallen down, and I'm very honestly impressed with the way they came out. There's, of course, the Slave One, the Imperial Light Cruiser, and the Mandalorian Starfighter hanging up. They were not easy to get in the positions that you see here, and to align them like this, it took hours of work, and it was well worth it. So now the last part of the MOC is the rest of the lighting. So when I turn on all of these, as you can see, the rest of the MOC lights up. I've also changed the room lighting to kind of match the mood. So the first thing I just want to point out are these sets. They actually light up while hanging. This is, again, another achievement that I've never done before. You can see here on the Imperial Light Cruiser, you have the blue lights for the engines. You have the Slave One with those orange lights for the engines. Up here with the Mandalorian Starfighter, you can see the yellow lights for the engines as well. It just pops. It really does. I've never done anything quite like this before. Lighting is awesome down here on the base. We have the Bad Batch shuttle fully lit up. The engines on the back, the red light, the blue lights, the yellow lights here on the front. There's also a light underneath the cockpit area. That all lights up. And then the Marauder over here, the green parts of the lights as well as an interior light are integrated into the set as well. Again, this came out looking so good. It looks absolutely cinematic. I am thrilled with the way the lights came out here. A weird side effect with some of the lighting, the red and blue here, when combined, makes purple, and that purple actually shines onto the rock work, and man, does it cast a really neat effect. When you're actually looking down this way, you can see the red lights on the TIE Fighter engines, just a nice little detail. And the same goes when you're looking this way, you can see the pink lights of the X-Wing Starfighters. And then inside the cockpits of the TIE Fighters, there's also red lights in them. And so from this position, you can see basically what I envisioned. A giant forest with this giant space battle happening above. This is something I've never done, and I have to say it came out looking pretty good. There's definitely room for improvement in future MOCs, but for this being a first-time experiment, I have to say I'm really proud of the way it came out. And so there you have it, guys. I couldn't have done this without LEGO. This was an immense challenge to build everything that you see here in 30 days. I couldn't have done it without Lee, Meredith, Wyatt's help. They all pitched in and really made this the way you see it here. And this is definitely up there and one of my favorite MOCs of all time. I can't wait to see what you guys think of all the different details all over this. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that Bad Batch accurate version of Daro that I will be revisiting here very, very soon. I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.